Grand finals of the CPL Challenger Series. Have an awesome game for you guys today. Cvoky and Esdeath are duking it out on map number 1 of their finals. Playing as Gorgo in the west, we have Cvoky. Thought I ended my turn. As Persia, we have Esdeath. Now, we did clarify before the game started that he cannot declare war on me as the observer to abuse shenanigans there. As you can see, we have a bit of a large islands map here, kind of continent-like in nature. These players are going to realize very quickly that they do need to go exploring into the water. This map especially, I do remember hand tailoring. Invis River. Oh, jeez. Right. What the fuck? This world builder. It's supposed to be connected to that lake. As you can see, rivers and pocket lakes all over the place in order to give everyone the freshwater settling all over the place, even along the coast here. Scout comes out early for both players, scouting being a really important part of this map. They do have the option, you can sit back and sim, or you can go out and settle on these coastal islands. On this map there is quite a bit of a catch though in the terms of strategic resources. There are some these players are only going to find out on these islands, so they're going to have a very difficult time into the late game if they do not settle these islands. There is a Galapagos hidden over there. Nice little, I don't know how to pronounce that one. You are Halong Bay. Figure I'd know how to. The newer wonders I haven't memorized yet. But there are wonders hidden on the islands. There are other strategics hidden there as well. Looking forward to having an excellent game here today. Early settler coming out for Esdeath here. Second scout option going for Cvoky. Wants to see more of the lay of the land. There's an extra scout came out for him as well, probably from a goodie hut in terms of Persia's gameplay here. Definitely a really interesting show for sure. Builder comes out early, choosing to improve his rice as soon as possible to get that quick growth. Both players here have quite a bit. They both have desert at home too. Both of them can go for an early pyramid grab if they so choose. Horses are available, irons around as well. However, settler comes out, Cvoky. Wonder where he's going to put his first one at. There's also good mountains around right away. So these players have good starting land to build off of and good immediate surrounding land. But their early games will be strong, sure. But as they go into the late game, they're going to need to get to these islands. They're not going to find these higher end strategics anywhere else. Singy located up north. Have to see how our players choose to go about it. Esdeath scooping some tiles with gold super early. Investing that money early to grab those extra tiles. Gonna be a pretty big showing to see how these players are going to react to this development. This is our first true water separation map in the map pack. Hey man, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the event as much as the rest of us are today. Having an absolute blast with this. Second city goes down for our Persian player. Accidentally clicked twice there, feeling a little silly. Settles on the horse, grabs another chocolate tile. Cvoky choosing to go towards a horse settle as well. Probably going to go here, or even over there. Plenty of hills to work, plenty of chops. Lots of hills around. Tons of diamonds scattered around as well for this player. The trade routes for these players are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Going to be generating tons of resources for one another. Pyramids needs flat desert. You're right, it does. But this flat tile here is 3 tiles away from the capital it can reach. Super early encampment going down. Super early. You're going to be a little disappointed there, friend. He is not next to you. Well, kinda. Ephesus gets settled just above the horse. Goes immediately improves it. Get that city a bit of a jump start there. Another settler going out. Is going to settle right over here, it looks like, next turn. Warriors getting up north, realizing that there's nobody there. Continuing to scout around over here as well. But there is Kami flat desert access for both players in different spots on their island, so they can put it where they like, but I did make sure that it was readily available. There's the map, custom built or random. I used the Fractal Lua to generate the map, and then I tailored it to make sure it was balanced. Made sure it was tailored accordingly to balance for both players. This way people get the enjoyment of exploring a random map while also knowing it's a relatively balanced start. Because people, the biggest thing people hate about a lot of the maps from previous tournaments is that it's the same map over and over, and they get burnt out because there's no exploring. You just take a picture of it, practice it over and over, get your build order set down, and you're good to go. Like an RTS like StarCraft. They don't like that sort of thing. They like exploring and how it's a huge part of the gameplay. So I wanted to be able to give that to these players as well. And that's why all of these maps are completely different. None of these players have played these maps before. I've never seen them. So to answer your question more directly, it's a bit of both. So you're both on really large islands. You have the choice to either sim up or push out onto your neighboring islands. But again, as previously stated, you're going to get to that late game and realize, oh crap, I don't have any coal. Or oh man, I have no uranium. Those major resources that are game changers later on in the game, they're not on their islands. Hill wheat. Whatever. The map generates hill wheat. It's not my fault. Where is your hill wheat? Hill wheat! It can happen. Plains Hills wheat. That's so weird. Happens to the best of us. And why can't there be hill wheat? I mean, you have floodplain wheat for food. Another settler comes up, heading north towards Ephesus here. I wonder if it's going to go up here. Or perhaps he's getting an early shipbuilding to skirt it across the water. Another settler comes out for our Persian player Esdeath. Be very interesting to see how these players choose to make their decisions here. Trader comes out, going to get that boost for his commercial hub research. Hills are all over the place on both islands, giving players tons of production for mines, lots of bonus resources scattered around. And these resources were all determined by the map's Lua generation. The only exception to this was a huge pocket of chocolate. There was a huge pocket of chocolate on this island that I had to break up. There's literally like 5 in a row. I don't know, I played a map on Fractal about 2 weeks ago. And I was playing as China, and I started with this like pocket of like 9 wheat. It wasn't in a straight like pocket of 9, it was a little scattered, but it was like wheat, 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 wheat. It was just crazy. Esdeath making good use of his mountain adjacencies. In order to keep up with science, Cvoky is going to have to start settling towards this big mountain range here, or towards this one here, to make good use of the adjacency bonuses. He has some small ones at home, but he's got to branch out a bit more. And this is a small price he's paying for having the nearby Galapagos island on a nearby island, because shipbuilding does not take very long to get. The difference in science between the players is going to be very small as they expand and fill out these mountain ranges. Nice continents. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. And because map 9 was played as a filler for map 6 that aired out, we're not too sure what caused that. I'm going to look at that later on. In place of map 9, if we go to game 3, I'll be pulling a different map from the pack. I'm not going to announce it now because I don't want anyone to go look. Not saying you guys would, but I don't want that to be thrown and say, oh, well, they looked at the map. They cheated. And I don't want to deal with that BS. I already had to deal with that in my first round 1 match that I cast yesterday. As soon as things didn't go their way, it was, you rigged this, you rigged that. I don't want to deal with that salt. Not today, Satan. Cvoky Settler's starting to head south here. He does get Athens set up. That's going to be a really nice city. Getting that diamond right above it. These 3 core cities are going to do an excellent job for putting out settlers and getting things started for himself. He is going to need shipbuilding, though, very quickly so that he can really branch out into the water. Both players moved away from the coast with their first city. And Esdeath has Gordian, while Cvoky has Ephesus as their coastal cities to push out a galley to go scooting out and around. He's definitely going to need to get to these extra islands. They have more resources available. They have strategics they're going to need. They have more... They just have better resources on them in general. More crabs to hawk, for example. Or work if you're into working your crab tiles instead. Pantheon picked up God of the Open Sky and City Patron Goddess respectively for our players here. Esdeath's been favoring City Patron Goddess in all of his games, getting those districts down as quick as he can, while Cvoky takes God of the Open Sky, trying to work that culture game. Shh, shh. Esdeath working 2 points a turn for scientists. Aryabhata is going to be the first scientist of the game. This encampment just kind of chilling incomplete. It'll probably be finished up later on. The choices are pretty much limitless for what these players can do on this map. We're guaranteed to see frigate play. But until these players make ships and scout each other... Oh wow, Chops hit Pasha. Pasha was the first scientist. He chopped it. Didn't even notice it go. So that's going to be a pretty good boost for Esdeath's science economy there. Commercial hubs getting slapped down too. Just to confirm. Yes. We banned both Mausoleum and Venetian, right? Correct. You both agreed to ban them. The players had a gentleman's agreement before during the lobby that they wanted to ban Mausoleum and Venetian. So, yes, this is continents. Well, at least you didn't waste an America pick here, right? This is pretty much continents with some intermittent islands. This is a true fractal in its honest, truest form. I didn't have to do a whole lot to edit and tailor this map, other than break up some amenities that were way out of control. And I modified the strategics to where they were relatively balanced in terms of who had what. It'll be interesting to see who gets it first. Esdeath has a healthy science lead, but that's going to change pretty soon. Hey, thank you so very much for that. I really appreciate it. All the support you guys give, I do appreciate it very, very much. The weirdest Galapagos ever. I didn't even move this, it rolled like that. That's such a beautiful copper though. 4122. We'll have to see how things turn out. I mean, Gorgo has the Acropoli, and Persia gets culture from their trade routes, and they have a unique improvement that's really good as well. So we'll have to see how they use this to their advantage. They pretty much have unlimited free settling on their immediate islands. So that little stress-free moment, so they can really hone in on their SimCity play. I'm really looking forward to seeing all these mountains get littered with campuses, as well as the Singi up north and the Galapagos on the other island. Turn 30 and take over demographs. Persia has a pretty big science lead thanks to their early mountain, but once these cities get settled and branched out, as Cvoky's doing, that's Singi, and then of course the Galapagos, it's going to swing right back. He has mountains as well, and he did scout them. He chose to settle north instead. So he's mostly just filling out in multiple directions right now. So he will catch up that science. He chose to settle Ephesus, Athens, and Argos instead of going right for this mountain chain. So he has some sort of plan in mind. For culture, it's pretty much neck and neck. They're within 2 points a turn of each other. And then the military is negligible at this point. More settlers coming out. I imagine Sparta's, and probably Ephesus as well, is making non-stop settlers. Lots and lots of builders coming out for Esdeath. Esdeath's always been a strong SimCity player. It's always interesting to watch him play and the decisions he makes. He likes using builders to chop builders and settlers and stuff. Something a lot of players neglect to do. I mean, I myself aren't the best about it myself, but it's definitely something to work on for sure. And Cvoky's no chump himself. He's a great player as well. Really hoping to see some fat harbors get chucked out. Classical Republic reached by our Persian player Esdeath. Cvoky should be right behind. He was only 1.9 points a turn behind Esdeath, so he's either a turn off or he low rolled it this turn. Lots of settlers running around. $120 gold. From what? Goody Hut? There's nothing I can do to control the value of Goody Huts. That's completely handled by an XML file I can't mess with. Actually, I probably could mess with it, but I'd rather not. I am opting not to respond to either player here. I mean, if they ask me for a question about a rule, like, hey, I forgot, is this not allowed or is that allowed? I'll answer that, but generalized comments I'm not going to reply to. And this is a big gap of coastal water, too. So, if the players want If I had some cheesy ass Norway player decide he wanted to longboat the shit out of somebody, the option existed. He should. Persia's a much stronger pick. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Cvoky is getting more cities down faster. I mean, they're 4-4 right now, but he's closer to dropping number 5 and 6 than Esdeath is. Because these city counts are going to be playing a pretty big factor, too. Well, a big thing for this map is going to be whoever gets their harbors set up and running to get those key admirals. That's going to be a big deal too, especially the ironclad admiral. Both players scouted their immediate islands really, really well. I was really surprised to see Cvoky go and make Athens and Argos right away instead of going to this mountain chain. It would have taken the same amount of time to move position-wise to get those cities set up, but it would have had the campus drop to follow up with. There comes a campus there. Needs to catch up in terms of his science game. And because Esdeath gambled with his early campuses with the city patron goddess, and he was able to chop out Hypatia, that's also playing a factor. All these libraries each provide an extra point of science. So the knowledge was definitely there. You got relic.
I don't know, but I don't like it. From the ender chamber.
The what?
The chamber where the end portal is.
Oh, okay.
On accident.
Okay. Did you jump in?
No, I haven't found the actual chamber.
She died.
Get off of the snake!
Sorry about that, guys. I feel bad for your ears.
Our 2-year-old is having a meltdown.
Well, I try to mute it before it happens, but I'm not
It
always.
doesn't, no. She just has a meltdown. She's tired.
She is tired.
I can't get her to lay down. I
I
tried.
use your M9.
Can't we just tie up the kids and like?
No, that's illegal. You know, you have it.
Yes, I do. I need it
Okay.
because I let her play and kill my phone. More settlers coming on out here.
Okay. You got a Wilmington. Oh my god, I got a Wilmington. I don't have any. Somebody. Come on, man. I got the Wilmington.
It's half the science of the other player.
So now, she shot.
Culture's neck and neck, though.
Oh, I need another behind you.
Taken by
Lux
surprise.
gave faith, yeah. Varsalos going down. Sinky City's gonna get planted soon. Cities 5 and 6 still not planted yet for Esdeath. So Cvoky is doing an excellent job in terms of keeping his city count high. Ooh, chat's super active. That's awesome. Well, you know, there are a lot of different picks that are really good on certain map types too as well. For example, if one of them happened to have picked England for this map, they would have dominated naval. Speaking of naval, there comes a harbor. And it would have made a really big difference in things in the long run. Because when it comes to naval-based combat, England is top dog. There's no real disputing it. You're going to get every admiral. You're going to have a ton of trade routes, tons of gold. And you're just pretty much going to take a giant poop on the other guy's desk. Corinth going down at the Singi as well. Beautiful tiles. These are all hills, by the way. And yes, I know they're tundra, but still good settles. Who knows how to pronounce this? Another thing to keep in mind, guys, that these players have never seen these maps. It's a fixed spawn position simply because if I don't, there's no telling what the fuck they're going to spawn with, and that throws the whole balanced start thing out the window. But different civs are better on different map types, so it all plays into how things will turn out. It just simply depends on the map. And because they have no idea what these maps are going to look like ahead of time, they're pretty much taking a shot in the dark. It has a lot more down to their individual skill than the civ itself most of the time. There are exceptions to that. If they happen to roll a very close early warfare map and one of them picks like an early game powerhouse and the other one picks, I don't know, France. Poor France. More coastal settles coming down. Another settler comes out for Esdeath here. Both players just trying to settle, expand as much as they possibly can without slowing themselves down too much. All these cities are going to play a huge effort into things, but they're going to have to get these naval ships out. Oh boy, it's close. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Gonna get to the mute button in time. I got a little device on my microphone cord that I can mute it with, but I couldn't reach it. Looks like Cvoky will be going for the Coliseum. I wonder if he'll get it before Esdeath. Commercial hub. I didn't see an entertainment district anywhere for him. Oh, what's this? commercial hub. So no, it looks like Cvoky will get Coliseum for sure. Definitely has better city placement to make the most of it, at least for now. Definitely interesting to see. Tarsus, which is right there. It's a turtle. It's a squeaky turtle. I don't know why I'm being brought the colorful squeaky turtle, but I am. Yeah, there's this build it, that means Fessus will probably build the Colosseum for it. So chooses to settle on the spice. Settles on rice up north. Making excellent use of the tiles at hand. Corinth will be a beautiful city once it gets some population. Grab that wheat and really grow. Some trade routes sent to it as well to give it some more growth. I have Mr. Squeaky Color Turtle once again. To what do I owe this appeasement offering, I wonder? More settles going in both directions. No settlers out for Cvoky just yet. Probably has them in production right now. Builders coming out. Getting some... Whoa, lots of builders. Holy crap, builders. Some of these were already here, of course, but at least 3 builders popped this turn. It's quite a bit of simming that's going to be going on here. Chops out a galley. Gonna start scouting around with that. Excuse me, I lost my voice for a second. Gonna have to make myself a nice hot cup of tea. Does have harbors, so all 3 classical scientists being picked up. 5.8 points a turn on Omar for the scientists. Nothing for merchants just yet. For admirals, Greece is heading the charge, Cvoky is. So we'll have to see how that turns out in the end. And remember, since neither of these players are England, that means that they don't get the double trade route bonus that England does for having both a commercial and a harbor district. Persia adds the Halicarnassus. Gee, wonder what's not being built there. Definitely, these players definitely need to pick up shipbuilding so they can start scouting around, as well as need to make some galleys in order to control their waters. Oh, shipbuilding picked up. Well, not shipbuilding quite yet. Scouts can go in a little early. Second galley comes out, Gordian. Esdeath using this to get his boost. For those who are unfamiliar, 2 galleys is the boost for shipbuilding, which is why his scout can be in the water. Big thanks to everyone who's turned out for the match today. as well as the previous matches in the event. We've had an absolute blast casting these, and the players seem to have really enjoyed it as well, playing on these maps. I'm really looking forward to all the feedback I get from the players as well, so a big thanks to you and the players at the event. Your viewership and support are greatly appreciated. Second copper gets picked up by Corinth here.
Now you just turned left.
Builders coming out. Scout is scooting across the water. Galleys are out scouting. More and more builders popping out. No naval units yet for Cvoky. He's going to have to get something ready for this scout. He doesn't know it's there, though. More and more settles coming down. Harbor is getting dropped all over the place by Esdeath here. Argos is in a lake. Be pretty amusing to see a city go down right here. Act as a conduit for Argos to get naval units out. Little canal city. Let's see, this is an Acropolis, so he's going to get some culture rolling here. Take a look at the science, turned 43. Cvoky is slowly catching up in science, but Esdeath has jumped up to 40 a turn. Cvoky is leading in culture by just under 4 points a turn. So these players are building up, up, and up. That earlier shipbuilding is going to make a big deal, though. Galley's coming out at last, so he's not going to be too far behind the curve here. With this, Esdeath should see this border here. Persia declares on Greece, gets the bonus movement. Cvoky not too happy about that. Just was not quick enough to the draw here. Oh, chops this out. Maybe the Colosseum will go right there. Tons and tons of builders rolling around. Come on, Cvoky. Let's see some more ships hit the water. Scout's going to make landfall right here through this gap in the coastline. Can also make landfall right there. This will be the only movement boost that Esdeath is going to get this game, so he had best make the use of it. Cvoky realizing where Esdeath is, or where he thinks he is, off to the east. Not mistaken. Take a look at the great people. Cvoky is still leading at Admirals, but it's only 1.2 points a turn. As all these harbors finish, they're going to be contesting these. Definitely needs to get his science up, though. Esdeath is really hammered into this mountain line, whereas Cvoky really hasn't touched his mountains here. And he has known about them the whole time, so they weren't hidden. Another galley comes out. And with this galley here, that's going to put a stop to the scouting going on here, but he does not know about these units up here. They will cross eventually. England is the sea dog, not the top dog. Well played, sir. Well played.
5 seconds. No, on your scooter. No. Said no. I'm not. No, you're not playing. You have to be on your scooter. I'm not so bad that I would be told. How about me a 10
No.
star? Like count to 10.
Whoa, careful, kid.
3, 5,
Ships are duking it out.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Archers are coming out as well to deal with this little incursion. The scout's still scooting around. He's going to see the Galapagos there. Tons of builders still moving around. The scouts are all moving east as well, trying to get that key information. Laughing at the Galapagos. The map rolled that on its own. I haven't touched that.
Let's go.
I admit to my wrongs. Oh, horses are going to come across the water too. We're going to see a massive little wingding floaty situation here. He has to scout these horses out. These horses have a long way to go to make landfall, though, so if he can clean up this galley, it'll make a big difference.
My DS charger's done for.
I'm sorry.
So,
I can't buy a new one until next month.
I know, so I'm done with my DS till next month.
I'm sorry. That's nothing I can do about it.
Quit screaming, Maya, unless we can find that other one.
Galley should be able to see that scout. Gonna see a massive horse incursion here. If he can get a bunch of boats or archers out, he'll be okay, but he has to get control of this situation. As it's just checking out the entire island before he decides where he's gonna make landfall at.
Calm down. Calm down.
There is no calm down, Mom. There is no chill.
Right? No chill at all. What is this? It's cooked this and all of this. I didn't just clean my floor, you know?
I didn't see nothing.
Oh my god.
I love you.
You would never know I just cleaned this around.
I know.
Yeah, unless we can find that other charger, my DS is done for.
I don't even know what the other one looks like.
It's black, detachable,
Oh, it's gone.
probably.
You said detachable, it's gone. Honey, we have a house with 3 children. If I could detach, it's gone.
It's kind of like a phone charger, only it's got a voltage in. Guys, get out of my kitchen now!
You mean like that? That's a Lego.
One, saying.
Oh, I've already seen the chicken foot handwriting. Does open up the gap here if he can push through units through here. Has to identify this threat from the horseman. Needs to get units
You
out.
want to tell me whether it's cookie ground in my floor?
Well, we're going to get you all little high chairs. Little trays. Let's see. More builders coming out. Just sending these horsemen out to probe and investigate. Maybe get some good pillages off. Does get the kill on that ship. Sees the horse. Knows they're coming across. Needs to make some units and get them down south. He knows it's coming now. Persia has switched over to Oligarchy to get that combat unit experience. Gorgo is still on Classical Republic, though. Wanted to check just in case I missed the switch. More settlers coming out, getting more cities down. What?
I go in the bedroom and Sarah's closing the door on the closet. And I go, is your sister in that closet? And I look at it and I see the cat. And she goes, got you. Bad cat.
Oh,
I was like, okay, so it's the cat. She keeps closing the closet, go, got you, got you. I was like, what? Maya's hidden herself up in the...
Love my children.
I was okay, I'm pretty sure they heard me say the F word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why, are they saying it now? You teaching my kids how to swear?
No, I was playing Minecraft, and I was walking through the dungeon, and the spider jumped on my head.
Oh, fuck. I just want you to know that 20 people heard you say that.
Yeah, I said the F word, you said the actual F word.
Whatever. Potty mouthed lady.
I got overtaken by a spider. I'm kind of sad because this is the best game I've had and now I can't play because the dog ate my cord.
Maybe you shouldn't have left it where the dog could get it. You left it here the whole time.
There's not really much of a choice.
There's always a choice.
Okay, so what time is it?
4:20.
4:20?
It's muffin time.
Muffin time?
You know that video that the kids watched endlessly for like a week? Here we go. Horse is starting to make landfall, at least next turn.
Cycling out through Bass. I don't want to do it this early.
Do it later.
One of them needs to take a nap.
The scout's going to be coming across the water too soon too. He will see that scout for sure now. Coliseum's being built. All right. That's what we're talking about. Let's see if we can get it. It's definitely not being contested, but Esdeath's economy is a lot more stable. Big deal. 12 gold a turn to Esdeath's 40. Oh, Jesus Christ, 49. All those extra commercial hubs are starting to add up. Needs to get these science cities down. He needs to get ships in the water. Relax. Guys, what are we yelling about? Can't wait till the soundproof studio in the new house. Can't wait for it, I'm telling you.
John, have you seen the black coin from the monsters?
If I had, I'd have already given it to her. Found the city of Tarsus. So it's just going to be these 4 horses from now until he reclaims the water. However, he has a science lead for the time being. As for how long he's going to hold that lead is still questionable. Because remember, he scouted these mountains super early and he still chose to settle high north and south rather than filling out to the mountain range. So Cvoky does have a plan in mind. He's going to make use of this Coliseum when it's done. But he is flooding horses into the water. He needs to score hits on these horses while they're embarked. Galleys are coming around though. Oh, big hits. Uh-oh. Has cartography. There's the caravel. He is not at cartography just yet.
Hey, my phone. Hey, don't push. My phone just died.
Alright, here you go.
What are you at?
20. Just take it. Take it and go.
I don't feel as bad as you're
Take
20.
my
You
my
did
things
like
and go,
5.
like always.
This is mine.
'Cause you broke mine.
I didn't break yours.
You always break my stuff.
First, your dog ate mine. Okay.
And then you
Then
took
we
mine
were
and broke
using
it.
Yours. Okay. And then your dog ate yours. And then we pulled what was left of my other one out of the car. Mine.
You
So
go.
this is
You,
mine.
hey, Amanda, you ready for it? Where's your wallet?
I don't know.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I don't know, but it probably has something to do with your dog.
No, it doesn't. You lost that long before the dog showed up. This caravel is going to be a really big deal. Oh my goodness, they're so loud today. I'm just glad they're getting along. I did at least try to make it to where a land incursion was going to be difficult to at least get there. But that bonus movement from Persia is just so strong. Loud today. Yeah, today. That's an understatement. We're supposed to move into the new house maybe in February. We're waiting in January for some legal paperwork to finish up. And if things are all good and dandy, when we move to the house, one of the first things we're doing is we're building a soundproof studio in the living room. What?
Seraphin just shut my door of the closet, so I'm gonna try to get her to take a nap.
Hey, good luck.
I'm just letting you know it might get loud.
Let me know when you discover aliens in space. Should happen around the same time. If you get a last move like automation. What? More horses making landing here. Did something by. Lots of oh, pillage, of course. Gets the rider. Alrighty. Kids are going down for naps. Yay! Man, Persia's sim is so good. But the fact he got the war declaration movement is why he got those horses over here and the galleys up the block. Without that movement bonus, Cvoky would have sniped at least 3 horses in the water. At least, and there'd only be 4 here at best. Rather than having to deal with 6. This horse does get pillaged by the scout. I'd imagine swordsmen are coming online right around the corner. However, he does have caravel tech online with frigates coming around the corner. The science difference is just too much. I mean, Cvoky's closing the distance at 32 now to Esdeath's 49. So it's a lot closer than it was earlier. But it's, again, they scouted their islands very quickly, and he opted not to go for the campus placements for the adjacencies. This is game number 1 for those of you that are just joining us today. I'm not too sure why. I'm interested in the reasoning. I wonder if it's because he wanted to get a good Coliseum placement. But Esdeath didn't neglect the mountains, whereas he did, and the difference showed. He did a great job in terms of keeping within so many points science-wise, but Caravel Tech is online for Cvoky. This city's going to be really hard to take with horses. Needs swords online for sure so we can start hitting back. And then my turn for them. Now, archers, tons of warriors out. As I said, swordsmen are probably right around the corner. He'll use the swordsman to clean this up. He needs to withdraw and upgrade these galleys. Frigates are probably coming pretty soon here. Let's take a quick look at the admiral points at turn 3 to 3. They're neck and neck for admiral points. They're still on the first admiral though. Let's see how this improves the situation. The city strength is considerably higher. Pharsalos is hanging on there. Does unsiege it though. He's doing a good job so far. He just needs to pull back, upgrade. This warrior is going to get in here and get some pillaging done as well soon. So he's got to have something for that. Hopefully he repairs the horse. He can get a horse out to just chase this stuff down. Has more caravels coming online. But again, frigate tech's going to be coming right around the corner. Remember, all of these unit kills are turning into culture for Gorgo. So that can really help bridge any gaps there between the civics. And speaking of culture, Cvoky is quite a huge lead on our Persian player here. Persia being known for really controlling the culture game. Heals the scout. with a promotion there. That'll help boost it probably by a point, if anything at all. Caravel's coming across and hitting some of these galleys, but he'll be able to strike back with his own caravels. He has 2 here. Definitely going to be interesting here, but once frigates hit, this is going to be a whole new ball game. The land incursion, for the most part, has failed. He has a scout and soon to be a warrior kind of moving about on the island, though, so we could see some interesting pillages there. No units from Cvoky's have made landfall just yet. Scientist is picked up. We're going to take a quick look at that. Omar is picked up. Crassus for the merchant was picked up. Next merchant is going to be Calais. Scientist is going to be Abu. Abu's been picked up every game, and like chat's pointed out with the great people issue, because it's factoring my era in, that's making every single great person cycle through the system, which you normally wouldn't see. But unless there's some built-in system from Firaxis in the future, it's going to be, hold on, set it so spectator gains text and civics and players do it. Mel Roos, I'd like you to hit me up in a Discord message if you could, explaining how, because we're gonna go with the proven theory that I'm an idiot and I don't know how to do that, because it's true. I don't know how to do that. All right. Oh, tries to first move the city. Still doesn't take it. The heal from it being unsieged really paying off, and switching out the warrior. He needs to kill these horses. If he can kill this horse, it'd be a pretty big deal. Needs swordsmen, like, to really bash these horses in. If he can hold on to Pharsalos, that'd be a really awesome endeavor for him. Has the caravels here, but he's a little uneasy of things. He could switch tiles here with the galley, promote it if he has the gold. Esdeath commenting on the lack of gold for Cvoky. Take a quick look at Discord, see if I got a message. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, he's absolutely right, though. Without the economy to back it, he can just go unit to unit. He has quadremes in reserve. Let's take a quick look here. Since when do you get first moves like this over me? Because I don't lag in 1v1s. GG is called. We're going to move along to game number 2. We'll see you guys in just a minute here when we get that set up. I'm not going to break the stream, but feel free. Go ahead and we're going to move right along to map number 8. Kill the city-states. Confirm. Closed. Swap. Alright, we're ready to go. It's gonna bounce on down to their channels. Hey guys, GG in the first round. I have game number 2 up.
Alright, Sophie, let me join in first since I'm slot 1. When I get in, I'd like to take a... Did he go? Yeah, Sophie, I need to join in first since I got the first slot in this game. Once I'm in, I'm going to take like a 2-minute break to get something to drink, make some tea.
Yeah, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. I'll just create a break in the stream for players so it's easier.
Yeah, just like a 2-minute break, maybe get some tea.
Alright. I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes then.
Alright.
We'll see you guys in about 2 minutes. We're going to break it here. And I'm looking at the chat. Okie doke.